各位朋友，大家好，歡迎收睇人氣馬場呢個節目咧，不嬲咧都係請啲馬主啊、練馬師啊嚟噶嘛。不過咧今次咧，其實我哋好高興咧請到一位記者朋友喎，因為咧佢真係嚟自外國啦，同埋咧喺香港已經一段日子啦。不過咧好快咧佢將會咧就翻返去澳洲喎。講緊咧就我哋今日嘅嘉賓 Trenton 啦。Hello Trenton, welcome to the show. So can you just tell us more about yourself?
Yeah. My name's Trenton Akers. I'm a racing journalist here at the SCMP. I've been here since September 2018 in Hong Kong, and geez, I've been loving my time here. It's been the best thing that's ever happened in my life, that's for sure. And the racing here has been fantastic. It's opened my eyes to a lot of things around the world and that, and it's taken me on a good ride. But I'll be heading home to Brisbane soon. But no, it's been good, and it's been great for my career too.
Yes, I would say this time is just kind of an exit interview because we know that you are leaving Hong Kong very soon and you are going to take over a very nice job in Queensland. So when you look back, do you just have any regrets that coming to Hong Kong?
No, not a single regret at all. I remember when it first came up in 2018, you always second guess yourself and you think, is it the right move? And it's funny, when I moved here, there was no protest and there was no COVID, so Hong Kong was very different, wasn't it? But
Yes.
I got about 6 months in before the protest started. But even that, I think we'll look back on that as a monumental time in Hong Kong's history. So definitely no regrets, and it's been the best thing that's happened in my life for sure.
So also you have the chances to travel before the COVID. We are able to travel to other countries to report their horses racing in some Group 1 in Japan or in other Dubai, something like that.
Yeah, well, we're in Korea together.
Yes,
yeah. That was what was that 2020 last year? That was good fun in Korea. I really enjoyed that there. That was a different experience for sure, wasn't it? It was a huge racetrack, but again, it opens your eyes, doesn't it? You don't, one of those things that you don't really see when you're in Australia. Korean racing's not that big to Australians anyway. So to go there and see the sand track, and to be there with Vincent and Frankie Law and Me Choi, that was a really good experience. So something I look back very fondly on for sure.
I think it's very important for us as journalists and also a horseman that we need to travel and we need to see more, rather than just stay at home and just typing computer, something like that. Because we really learn from others and also learn from the best when we are travel, right?
For sure, and as I was saying, it opens your eyes. I think a lot of people in Australia are guilty of it, that they don't understand racing outside of Australia. So it's a very closed shop mentality, and it's probably the same thing. People in Hong Kong might not understand racing outside of Hong Kong, or however. So to be able to get that opportunity to go out there and I guess see how other people do it, it's really good. But you're right, you're just getting out there and speaking to different. There's so many great characters in racing, I believe. It's one of the best sports in the world for that. You've got people who are accessible and they're easy to talk to, and it's really enjoyable. So it's definitely a highlight.
Yeah, and very important that never stop learning. So when we just go to see more, and then just we can digest and improve ourselves.
For sure, absolutely. And yeah, as I felt like I've learnt something every day here. Just when you think you've seen it all, something else happens. It's really cool. It's like last season when Antoine Hamlin was climbing on top of the barriers or something like that. I'd never seen that before, and then it's just so something like that. It's just when you see it, you go, well, geez, what's next?
Yes.
So it's good. Yeah, no.
In my opinion, I feel a little bit upset. For example, when you come to Hong Kong at the beginning, you see the horses, and 2 years later you see the same horses. Exactly. So I mean that it's a little bit disappointing that it seems the quality of the horses is not as good as before. Do you agree?
Yeah, 100% I agree. I think even since I've got here, especially the top level of horses has definitely declined.
Yeah.
You had the Champions, Beauty Generation, Exalt, and those kind of things. And they were genuine Group 1 horses anywhere in the world. Whereas now I think pretty much the only horse you could say that would be very competitive in a Group 1 anywhere in the world would be Golden 60. They've just, a lot of the horses have struggled to go onto the top level here, haven't they? And I think most people are willing to accept that, that they're just not very good here at the moment. But they'll come. It'll come. There's some good ones coming through. It's just one of those times, I think.
So which horse is your favorite horse in Hong Kong?
Oh, geez. I like Beauty Generation was cool. That was I came right at just as he was really peaking. So that it was good to see. It was good to see that. And then something like Exultant, who always tries his hard, and then even Southern Legend, who we saw. You'd love to own him because he's so solid. Yeah, I can't say there's been an absolute standout that's been a favourite horse of mine, but I've been lucky to see some good ones here, that's for sure.
So among all your interviews, and I'm sure that you did a lot of interviews with the trainers and even the jockeys, what is the most memorable reporting experience?
Oh, geez, reporting experience.
Any difficult one?
We're pretty lucky here that most are pretty good. Most are pretty willing to to give their time. Even like John Moore last year, he was fantastic with me, and he always had some memorable stuff. He didn't like it when if people were saying his horse Beauty Generation wasn't very good or something, he'd always be willing to fire a shot back. So I guess those kind of things are pretty memorable. Zach Purton's always a good interview. He always gives something that's good, and he's willing to speak his mind, which is good. So anyone that's willing to speak their mind, I think is good. It's when people tell the truth and that, it's good.
Yeah. So among all the stories that you have written, which one do you think is the best, and you really feel that there's something chemical?
Oh yeah, like I find there was some really cool stories, especially with the Japanese when they come over here for the big races. I remember Winbright's jockey. He
can speak English.
Well, it was through a translator, but it was he was saying that when the horse retires, he will retire as well, and so. It's got those kind of things that you remember, especially when. And
also at Myanmar's, when he won the.
Yeah, that was special, wasn't it? Yeah,
just
after. Yes, yeah. So those big days are always cool, especially because everyone's watching on those days as well. So there's a sense of pressure to deliver or something on that day, which is good. So yeah, they're kind of the ones you always remember on those big days. That's for sure.
So what would you like to achieve in your career? So now you move from as you said, you moved from a small city to Hong Kong, and then now I'm sure that you're having a better job, better opportunity. So what would you like to achieve?
Oh, it's hard to say. It's more, sure, one day you'd like to be able to go to Sydney or Melbourne or one of those things eventually, but it's, I'm in no rush to go there. In terms of career, I just want to, keep enjoying myself and just trying to tell good stories in racing. I think it's a great game. It's a great sport with just great people. So it's not many sports in the world where you can get such good access to to the main people involved. You can't pick up the phone to Lionel Messi or LeBron James and do a story like that. Whereas you can do that in racing, which I think is pretty cool. So there's heaps of good stories in racing, and hopefully keep being able to put that out there and put it in lights, because I think it's a great sport and it probably doesn't get the recognition it deserves. Yeah.
So what in your opinion, what are the main key factors to be successful?
Oh, obviously having relationships with people and just being able to talk to people. There's a lot to be said about, not even for a work-wise discussion, but just being able to talk about life or, football or anything with people involved, just being friendly, there's a lot to be said about just being a nice person and someone people want to talk to. So I'd hope hopefully that's what I've been able to do, and hopefully what I'll continue to be able to do. But just being able to talk to people, I think, is the main, especially in media and journalism, is just being able to
build up the network.
Yeah, exactly right. And not every time it doesn't have to be a story. It doesn't have to just being able to talk about life. Some people just want to talk sometimes. So I think that's the main thing. Yeah.
Last but not least, I checked your Facebook, and there's a favorite quotes you mentioned about it doesn't make money, it doesn't make sense. So can you tell me more about this?
I think you must have got that from a long time ago. I reckon that would have been at least 10 years ago. Yeah, well, I guess that would have been young me trying to think my way through it. But it's, I guess it probably makes a lot of sense in Hong Kong, that quote, doesn't it? There's a lot of money here, especially in racing. So I've probably found my way there in the end. But it's
I think it's very funny because since I know you, I don't think you're that kind of money-oriented
and
person.
I wouldn't say I am now. It's probably the least thing that drives me. You know, I'd much rather. I wouldn't be a journalist if I wanted money, would I?
Definitely.
So there's not that much money involved in journalism, but I guess that was just a young and immature me. But it's funny that it's ended up in Hong Kong, where it's probably very real. So it's one of those things.
Anything you would like to change in Hong Kong racing or so far global racing?
Oh, look, Hong Kong racing's great in the sense that it's got great turnover and great betting. But you're right when you say that there's a definite lack of top level strength. You know, so you know, I think there could be some. The Jockey Club could definitely step out of its lane a little bit in terms of trying a few different things with different races, introducing a few different things in the program. You know, just something to just incentivise getting a better horse here or something. And like you look at the Everest or the All-Star Mile in Australia, a lot of people don't like it, but I think it's been an overwhelming success. So I think, you know, Hong Kong's a place where something like that could work because the money's there.
Yep.
The Jockey Club has the money. So, you know, I'd love to see a $30 million race at Happy Valley or something like that. Like, why not? Why not? The money's there. I think it would get enormous attention around the world. So, I mean, that's if I was running the Jockey Club, that's what I'd want to do. You know, I'd want a huge race at Happy Valley. But, I mean, it'll always work here because the turnover's so strong and the systems are so in place. But I'd just like to see him try something a bit different for once.
Hopefully next time when you come to Hong Kong, then there will be a big race at Happy Valley.
Yeah.
Thank you so much,
be there.
Trenton. I wish you all the best for your career back to Queensland.
Thanks, Ian.
Thank you.
Cheers. Cheers.